Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club. Blast off in your weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Got a special guest in the building. His album is out right now, or is it EP?
Album,
because you know I be confused. People say album, EPs now.
They do too much.
And we're gonna fix his life right here on the Breakfast
Ladies
Club.
and gentlemen, Saigon.
What up? He's gonna fix my life.
And his teeth, he said his teeth are real, right?
Oh yeah, these are 100. Man. These are not those venereals.
Venereal.
The veneers. You know, they got the bootleg, bruh.
So what's up, sir? New album, new project?
New album is Stars, Troubled Times of Brian Carinard. As the world knows, I've been going through a little bit of turmoil. Mm-hmm. But, you know, we bounce back great like we always do. And, yeah, greatest story never told, chapter
What's your
3.
sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh, that explains it.
What?
It's very emotional.
Oh. What you trying to say? He's dark skin with light skin tendencies?
I didn't say that.
You said he's emotional.
That doesn't mean that. He's just, you know, Saigon.
I am emotional, man. I think all humans are emotional. I'm just overly emotional. You know? I like to, you know, cut the bruh.
Now,
what is that?
Now, Love and Hip Hop. What happened with Love and Hip Hop? You're not on it anymore.
Oh no. You know what? I don't tell a lot of people this story.
Now, what made you do it? But go ahead, tell your story.
On a reunion show, I cursed out everybody, the producers, Stephanie, my owner. Oh yeah, like I was going hand because I was real mad because it seemed like they kind of, it's almost like Jerry Springer show now. Mm-hmm. You know, it's almost like they, you know, when you watch Jerry Springer, you know when they about to fight. Coming out right now, they stand up.
Yeah.
Like, so they try to throw me in that mix, and I'm like, is this reality? Let's keep it real.
Wait,
you know what I'm
about who were you supposed to fight? Like
no, just this makeshift arguments.
Okay,
like, you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And homegirl, I'm like, yo, this ain't the route you want to go with me because we on television with our son. Our son is 19 months old.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? And I told her before I even brought her to do the show, I said, look, only way this is gonna work is if we stay, you know, we don't let the producers put us against each other. Mm-hmm. And then she, you know, they told her, turn up. They kept using that term, giving her that Ciroc. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
And so every little thing for her was an argument. This girl talked to me when them cameras on like she never talked to me in her life. Right. So I'm like, oh, she's just trying to start an argument. So in the middle of the show, I was like, all right, that's the route you want to take? Then now I'm going to treat you like I treat anybody else who do that. And I just kind of lost respect for her in the middle of doing it. That's why it kind of came out like that. But, you know.
Because it seemed like you were, I was like, Saigon? Like, what? Why are you talking to your child's mother like that?
I know everything.
A lot of people looked at it like that.
I know. Me and her never had those problems until we did. I haven't seen my son since March.
Whoa.
Since March. Since that show, she put me on child support.
Damn it, man.
Yeah, I never been on child support before that. None of that. Once I told her I didn't want to do it again, and she made a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And once I told her I didn't want to go back on that show, she was like, oh, then now I'm putting you on child support. Really? Now we got to go through visitation, custody battle.
So what's a lot? You said you haven't seen your son since March?
Since March.
And it's October.
And it's October, yeah. And I asked, it ain't because of me. Like, I be hitting her, let me get my son. Let me see my son. Let me see my son. And it's more so upward modification. I keep going to court for more money.
How much you paying now?
A lot.
Damn it, man.
I got three chests. It's a lot changed since I last seen you.
Okay. Yeah, because the last time I seen you, you had
a little girl.
Yeah, a little girl, the tall girlfriend.
Yeah, the models. You know.
You got another kid?
I got 3 kids by 3 women, man.
Then now you have this kid. When did you have this third child?
The third one is my son.
So there was
he's
one
the
in
youngest.
between.
Yeah, I got a daughter a month.
When I first met Saigon, he had no kids and nothing. All of it, but you wanted children.
I wanted children.
He got them.
And you went out there.
I got 3 of them. I just didn't do my due diligence.
I thought I got 4, but damn.
And 3 different mothers.
3 mothers.
That's 3 different personalities.
3 different states.
My goodness.
California, New
Are you
Jersey.
done? Are you still? Is there anybody pregnant out there now?
No. I'm done, man. That was, it was calculated. I kind of, I knew what I was doing.
California was a model. You were doing TV, and you met her. Yeah, I figured that.
You know how it go.
I met her.
It's fun. Yeah,
I met her.
And then I had then there was my daughter's mother, Milan, who I really cared about, and then there was Eric. I don't even like saying that girl name, man. There was the girl from Love.
She's still hosting parties and everything.
Strip clubs. They limit her to the strip club. She only gets the KODs and because
damn it, man.
Because I mean, there's a point in life where, and this is really about this album. I don't want to make this.
Let me see something.
there's a point in life where it's time to turn down. Once you become a middle-aged woman and you got children, you shouldn't be in the club every night. And I don't even go to party like I used to because it's like, okay, I'm older now, I got children. If some dumb shit happen to me while I'm in this club, who gonna raise my children?
Right.
You know, and I'm accident prone. I'll be in there.
We all know that
ready.
with you.
Yeah, I'll be there ready for action. So it's like I just left it alone, you know.
Okay.
But,
So, go ahead.
And then she called Ayanla to fix her life.
And you thought that was, and she felt like Ayanla kind of was on your side.
Because
and
anybody who knows the true story knows that.
She feels like you manipulated her.
How do you manipulate a lawyer, a life coach? Ayanla's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. If I'm smart enough to manipulate Ayanla, then I'm good. Because how you manipulate a woman who's seen and done she been there. Right. And you can't pull a wool over her eyes. And that's what she was trying to insinuate. Like, oh, you insinuated, you manipulated Ayanla. No, I just told the truth. You got caught up in that storyline, but you know, it's all good. Everything works out, man. But I just hope things work out in court. I go back to court January because I miss my son. I miss my son. Love me, man. My son is I'm the only person he listens to. I'm the only person he's hyperactive. So
and people had an issue on the show with you not being sure if that was your son at first.
What? Because
having to do a DNA
that was
test.
a little disrespectful, though.
How, my bro?
Because
this is what they don't. But this is what if you seen Ayanla, you would understand. This girl told me she was pregnant.
She didn't want you in the hospital.
They didn't want me to show up to see the baby born. I got a brother named Steven. I said, don't name my son after my brother, please. No matter what you do. If this is my son, I'm naming him Steven. I'm like, where's Steven? Go find Steven and tell him we got a son coming. Because this is a boy. It's mine. I never seen her pregnant. She wouldn't send me a picture pregnant. So, you know, when you're in this lifestyle, a lot of girls run that pregnancy, you know what I mean, try to lock you in. So I didn't know until she needed help, and then she showed up like, I'm stuck in Florida, and I need a plane ticket to New York. And I got this 10-month, my son was 10 months old when I met him.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
So that's why when she shows up with a baby, I'm like,
So why did you do the show? Because you really sound like you don't even know this girl.
Was it your idea or her idea?
I didn't know the girl. I started the show with another girl.
I heard about this, and the girl actually hit me up.
Oh, she did?
And wanted to tell her story.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, so what happened with that girl?
I started a show, because she lied. The thing I ain't like about her, she lied. She told the producers that she was dating me to get on the show. So when she starts coming around again, I used to knock her down like 07, you know what I'm saying? She starts coming back around. You know, I got 2 little kids who I have all the time because I wasn't dealing with neither one of my children's mothers, but I got my kids all the time. So I'm helping you with the kids. I'm doing this. I'm like, damn, she's a gift from God. And one day she throws it on me. Oh, would you do love and hip hop?
So it was her idea.
So you know the first thing a dude say, would you? Hell no, I ain't doing that. Ratchet. I ain't doing that's ratchet. Right. But then I started to think,
how much money they giving? I
got paid well.
Right.
I got paid. Yeah, I got paid.
You're really a rapper.
I'm really a rapper. And I got some good lawyers. Right. And I was on a credible TV show before. So I was able to go in there and say, hey, you know, my guy needs to get paid. So when Shorty and me and Shorty did the interview, they started taping us, but I think they knew our storyline wasn't
matching.
It wasn't matching because the list of rappers who try to get on Love and Hip, don't let these dudes fool you. One producer showed me all the dudes that try to read to get on Love and Hip Hop, and it was pretty much the industry. It was like a list of dudes. I'm like,
and people always go on and thinking I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna change the way the show.
You're not
is
gonna
perceived.
change nothing.
But you probably thought that too. I'm gonna go on there.
I did.
It's legitimate. I'm gonna show what I'm doing for a living. I'm gonna put an album out during the course of the show.
I had Just Blaze on it. Listen, I had Just Blaze, do a scene. I had K Slay. I had Sway.
They're like, we're not gonna use none of that. They
ain't use none of that. Only thing they use is me arguing with this girl.
Of course.
And they taped us for 6 months. That's why I was like, if your agenda is to make me look like an ass, I don't want to do it again.
Right.
If that's your sole agenda. But what I did make it do was I told myself, okay, you know, this music, I've been in this game for a little minute, and you know. So I was like, how can I make this work for me? So what I did was I learned how to put a business plan together. Right. And instead of keep knocking on these labels' doors for their money, because that's all a label does is give you money. They outsource everything they go do. Right. A label's a bank. I said, let me go just put together a business plan. It took me about 2.5 months to learn how to put together a legit business plan. Right. And I went and I started to go to venture capitalists, to investors, saying, instead of going to a label, I said, let me go to the money men and put together a plan. And I went to them, I said, look, I'm on TV every day. I was on TV before. I'm a star. Look,
Right.
I belong on TV, and you know, few of them ate it up. I had dudes offer me 1.5, so I went and did a huge label deal. This is coming out on my label. I did a joint venture with a huge multimedia company. We started a label called Squid Inc., where it's like they do about 6 billion ad impressions a day. It's called CPXI, this company. We did a joint venture deal. So I told the CEO, I'm like, look, music is going this way anyway. The CDs and all that, even MP3s are almost extinct because they streaming. These streaming services, Spotify, Beats, they starting to, people don't even want to have the space on their phone for an MP3 no more. So I'm like, if we come and we the head of the curve and we do this first, and what y'all could do and what I know from my experience in the music business, we could create something golden. And I put together the plan, and you know, they went for it. So now I got one of the biggest labels, biggest new labels coming out. Shout out to Mike Seaman and the whole crew.
That's dope. Now Entourage, you mentioned that. Are we gonna get an Entourage movie?
Yeah, June 12th.
It's coming out.
Yeah, June 12th.
Y'all shot it and everything?
Yeah.
You shot your scenes?
Yeah.
I thought you said it was cursed.
Yeah, it's cursed because I'm in it. Nah, you know, I hope they keep, because they shot a lot. So, and you know, to condense all that in a 1 hour, 50-minute movie, I did some dope scenes, man, with Turtle and Mark Cuban. And I'm Lord willing, my scenes make the movie.
You're like, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I
don't want to have that viewing party, and I'm not in it.
You want to call somebody and ask, but you don't want to hear the wrong answer. So yeah, I'm like, I'd rather, did our scenes make it? So I'm just holding back, and
you know, we're gonna be shooting part 2 next year.
This album, though, is crazy though.
Tell us about the album.
So the single with Big Daddy Kane.
I got Big Daddy Kane. Now that I'm using my own money, I could do what I want. And I'm a hip hop. I'm a student of the game.
I feel like you always kind of did what you want, though.
I did, but they didn't like it, and that's why they always didn't let me. My career was always at a standstill, because when you're using somebody else's money, you know, and they feel like, how am I going to get a return on this money when this guy's trying to keep it authentic? Authenticity don't sell, unfortunately. Fantasy and sensationalism sells. So, and I'm not with sensationalizing something, because it's not my lifestyle. I don't want to be talking about being in a video with a Bentley and you see me. You know, I'm in a video with Envy. Envy, let me use your car. Let me use your car for this video. You see me on the train. You know what I'm saying? Be like, where's that Phantom? That was my video. Had to get that back. So I'm not. I like to talk to the everyday people. I always did, because when I grew up on hip hop, we had artists we could relate to. It didn't feel like they was so larger than life. Even if you listen to Nas and If I Rule the World, that was '96.
Yep.
He said, if I rule the world and everything in it, sky's the limit, I push a Q45 Infinite. That was a good enough. A Q45 Infinity, you know what I'm saying? That was a car any working man could afford, you know what I'm saying? Now you got to have a Bugatti, a $2 million car. Like, I can't keep up.
That Q45 might have been big back then, though.
It was big.
It was big, but it wasn't Bugatti big.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, they didn't have Bugattis back then, did
yes,
they?
they did.
They did? Oh, I don't know that much about cars.
Yeah, they had them, but the rappers wasn't talking about it.
There was no Bugatti boys or nothing.
There was no Bugatti boys. There was no Lamborghini men. There was no Ferrari
boys, no Ferrari boys. Nah, it wasn't happening.
Nah, but you know, I'm in the best space of my career I've ever been in.
You still down with Just Blaze? I see.
That's my brother, man. That's my brother from another mother. That I would never do a project without Just Blaze, even if he don't do. Because Just be getting money. Just know how to get money in so many different ways.
He on that EDM tip right now, making a lot of money.
He's up there
Just. I'm
getting
watching
$50,000 a night and $40,000 to just DJ. So, you know, but when I work with Premier a lot on this record, because I wanted to go back. I missed the New York sound. I ain't with that bring New York back. I just missed the sound of when it was, you know, loop a sample and let a dude get busy. You know, a lot of the formula and the music now has changed a lot. And I mean, I like the fact that it's evolved, but at the same token, it's like, where's the music for the dudes who grew up liking a certain thing? Like, it's one thing to just let something else come new, but like, we just abandon it altogether and say, we just gonna go with what the youth is doing?
You like any of these New York rappers? Who you like?
The New York rappers?
Mm-hmm. Like the new up and comers?
No.
None of them?
Nah, I can't. I don't even tell you the truth. I don't even listen to it.
Like, you're not into Bobby Shmurda or Troy Ave?
I never heard. Only thing I hear is songs that like I happen to hear on the radio. I listen to old school R&B, man.
I see you got Memphis Bleak on here, Lil Bibby, Cool G
Bleak,
Rap.
what up, Bleak?
I got Bleak, Bibby. I put a song with Memphis Bleak, Cool G Rap, little Bibby.
I
and
seen
my
it
son.
online first.
Yeah, that's 4 different generations. Because I wanted to show people. That's 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010.
Shout out to G-Rap, too.
Bibby didn't even know who Cool G-Rap was.
Really? Is G-Rap good?
Oh,
he was on the run for a
hand.
minute.
Oh, yeah, nah, he good. He good. Yeah, G-Rap stay on some. Yeah, that guy's see?
Shout out to G-Rap.
But yeah, Bibby didn't know who Cool G-Rap was.
Wow.
Really?
Like, yo, who's Cool G-Rap? And then I'm thinking, he's 19.
That's crazy.
Cool G-Rap probably last like real record that really resonated was more than 20 years ago. So he wasn't even alive.
That's crazy.
But Ill Street Blues and all that. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But we all know our music, like, you know, as far as like R&B and Motown and all of that from before we were alive.
you know why? Hip hop is the only one they try to put an expiration date on. That's the only genre they say you can be too old to do this. And the funny part about it, the irony of that is the 2 biggest artists in the game are in their 40s, which is Jay and Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you be too old when the 2 guys who still at the upper echelon are in their 40s? They do that. You know, when I was on that major label, I wanted to get Devin the Dude on a record, and they told me he was too old. I'm like, he's vintage, man.
Right.
That's Devin the Dude. I did it anyway, like you said. But they didn't want me to do it because they was like, he's too old. And I'm like, that's when I knew I'm like, I got to do something different. Because, and now I'm in a position where if I don't sell 1 copy, I don't have to sell a copy. Right. Really, because I put myself, I'm a boss. I'm the owner.
I'm sure these investors would love for you to sell some copies.
Yeah, well, you don't want to just sell 1 copy.
How does that work?
Let me explain something to you. Yeah, they would love it if we broke it. I'd love to break even, you know, because I spent some money, so I love to break even. But, you know, we have a website. It's called hiphopmyway.com, and my website is how I earn.
Okay.
You know, well, if you don't know about the web probably you will too. And I want to holler at you about Angela Yee. I want to holler at you. Y'all got your websites popping?
MVTheDJ.com.
Y'all need to come holler at me. Y'all need to come holler at us.
TeamU.TV.
Your latest videos and everything you need.
You need to come holler at me because I'm going to show you how to monetize and make the most money off your website. Like, in a major way. Like, money.
Saigon gets money.
Yeah, all day. You ain't never going to hear about me hurting. You ain't never. Last time I seen Envy.
So for everybody who needs child support, Saigon gets money.
Oh, no. Hold on. Let me explain that. Yeah, because they'll take this to court. Her lawyer be in there with Instagram pictures.
Oh, wow.
Her lawyer be in.
You got some new sunglasses. What kind of glasses?
Yeah, what kind of those? These are Carreras. Yeah, her lawyer be in there with IG pictures, B. I'm like,
sheesh.
Damn it, man.
Oh, look, he did a movie. I said, did you know I did that on spec, on GP? That's a good look for me. I didn't get paid for that. I actually paid my own ticket to fly to LA, so I lost money.
Be in it, yeah.
Damn it, man.
But it's an investment into your future.
Yes, but and you know, I don't understand, man. But you know what? I'm in the happiest space of my life. I love my children more than anything. As much headache I go through, every time I look at them, it makes it worth it.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
So that matters.
It makes it every second worth it.
Do the mothers get along with each other?
They don't even know each other.
Jeez. They don't want their siblings to know it.
No, their siblings click.
They don't want to know each other for the sake of the siblings.
That's another reason why this girl started making me mad, because I'm like, yo, you taking my son away from his sister, who he's with every time he's with me. They love each other. Right. I go pick up my daughter now. Where's B? To this day, she asks for her brother.
That's terrible.
How do you explain to her that this girl's not letting me see my son because I don't want to do Love and Hip Hop again? She started trying to go get other rappers to do the show with her.
Find somebody else.
She tried that. And I'm like, where does my son fit in the equation, though? You got another rapper holding my son? Like, she don't have it ain't no boundaries.
That's
crazy. Fame. And I didn't, like I said, with that other girl, they realized we wasn't good. They fired her and they asked me, yo, you got another, they wanted to keep me and get rid of homegirl. They was like, do you got another girl did you do the show with? And like a dingbat, I went and got some girl who I didn't know from a can of paint, and them cameras on her. They start giving her the makeup artist and them securities and them car services, and she felt like the black Kim K.
Damn it, man.
That's the problem. People think they can get famous quick.
Yeah.
Just by being on a TV show.
Yeah, and it's a reality show, man. That's just
turn up for the camera so I can stay on TV.
Crazy.
And it's for the moment. Where's the Stallionaires at? I be asking, where's the Real and Chant? Where's I Love New York? Where's this? It's fly by night, man. That's why you shouldn't let it. And I asked her, I said, don't let this affect my relationship with my son. And that's exactly what's happened.
Goodness gracious. Well, the album's out right now.
The album's out. Make sure you go
Tell
get it.
them how they can get it again.
iTunes, Best Buy, FYE, Amazon.com. Greatest Story Never Told, Chapter 3.
The Troubled Times with Brian Carinar.
Yeah, The Troubled Times. So it's a lot personal. I got Coogee Rap, Lil Bibby, Bleak, Big Daddy Kane. My DJ Premier produced the majority of it. So these my I went and made a hip hop album for hip hop heads.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't more so about like trying to get on the radio. It was just doing music from my heart and really doing what I love to do. I love it. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, it's the Breakfast Club. It's Saigon.
Yeah.